How low must you feel about yourself if you enter into a room where a person looks like they're in distress, and instead of your first instinct being to assist them, your first instinct is to pull down your pants and mount them? Good
morning. I normally don't really be going live like this, but it is early in the morning. I was on my way to work. I dropped my baby girl off at school. My car started acting up, so her dad told me to catch a Lyft and leave my car there, and he would fix it for me. So I called the Lyft, got in the car with the Lyft, noticed that they were taking all these different turns, no major streets, was not following the GPS that they were supposed to be following. So I asked the guy, I said, why are you making all these turns? You know, this is not the way to my job. And he wouldn't answer me. He kept on just driving. So I'm noticing that I'm going down these different sidewalks, these neighborhoods. I'm so nervous, like I can't even really talk. So I'm asking the guy, like, why are you turning here? This is not the way to my job. So he kept telling me to be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, like, hold on, I know what I'm doing. So he pulls up behind this other car, like a big truck. I don't even know what it was. So I'm like just nervous because I'm on the phone the whole time, and I wasn't paying attention the whole while that he was making all these turns. So I asked him, why don't you go around this truck? Why you just sitting behind this truck like this? I have to get to work. And then he wouldn't answer me. So a black guy got out of the truck. He had braids in his head and everything, and he started opening the gates to this warehouse or whatever it was, and was telling the car that I was in, the Lyft driver, to back into the warehouse or whatever. So I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like, this not the way that you're supposed to be going to my job. So I'm telling y'all to be safe. I had to get out the car and run. I was in a Lyft. I have all his information and everything. I was riding in a Lyft car trying to get to work because my car was acting funny. I called the police and everything. I'm still waiting on the police. I'm safe. I'm waiting at a gas station. I'm just saying, be safe so y'all can share this video. I'm in Houston, Texas. I was on Richmond and Dunvale, and it's real out here. You have to be safe. So anybody who's riding in a Lyft or Uber or anything, be careful. Be careful. Like, I don't know what these people would have done to me. I don't know if they was going to try to rape me or do anything to me. But be careful. Be safe. Share this video to whoever you need to share it to. I am safe though, but this is crazy. Like, I'm scared out of my mind. Y'all be safe.
Ooh, okay. So this video was sent to me by several people who were concerned. This is my first time watching the video through, and I'm disturbed, I'm befuddled, I'm upset, I'm concerned. You know, all right. The very first thing that comes to mind, well, you know what? Let me give the intros. I'm Tonya TKO. I'm a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and each other. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments in our own lives. What is the teachable moment here? Ladies, you have got to speak up and advocate for yourselves. Listen to that intuition. Don't just put your safety in other people's hands. You know, we are taught that men are our protectors. We're taught that we're going to be safe in their hands. And there are some men out there whose hands we will be safe in. We're taught all of these things because on average, we are smaller and less strong than men. Even men of the same size, we're 33% less strong than they are physically. And there's some people who will use that to their advantage, to be able to overpower you, to be able to take advantage of you, to be able to harm you or enact their will upon you. Notice how she was like, how the guy was like, be quiet, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you know what you're doing in your benefit, but you don't know what you're doing for mine. And so thank goodness she had the wits about her to be able to be alert, to know where it is that she's going. Because I have to admit, in some of the Uber rides that I take, because I'm in different places, I don't know. I don't always know where it is that I'm going or where it is that I'm supposed to end up or what the route is. And after watching this, I'm going to put the route in my own GPS. But this is frightening to me for many different reasons, because there are cell phone signal blockers out there. Like, she was able to get out and run. However, if he's going on an area, down a highway or whatever, where you can't just get out and run, you have to be able to be dependent on your phone to be able to reach out, to get some help, to let people know where you are. There's also some sort of thing inside of the app, an emergency button to alert authorities or to alert the company that something emergent is happening. But this is the overwhelming thing that comes to my mind, is how Black women, Black girls end up missing every single day. The very first story time that I watched was of a young Black woman who had been abducted when she was about 16 years old. She had a friend who had a boyfriend, and that's euphemism on the track for her pimp, who set this girl up. The man took her across state lines and then beat her ass, like beat her down to the point that she was not able to really function. And she didn't have her wits about her after she'd gotten beat so badly. And he had, on her very first night, he had two men come into the room and initiate her into this lifestyle. And then they took her and was injecting her with drugs and all types of stuff. So then she was incapacitated. But there were men on rotation who were coming in and out, who were violating this young girl. And the overwhelming thing that I kept thinking about was, God damn, are we so desperate? Are we so desperate for sex, for vagina, that you'll get it, take it by any damn means necessary? It's like, where's the conscience of these people? It's like, if we didn't have Johns, you know what? We have got to decriminalize prostitution so that it doesn't have to be on these back channels. Because whenever something becomes criminal, there are criminals who then overrun the market. So in a place like Amsterdam, where prostitution, where sex working is legal, they're able to have unions, protections. They're able to have protections under the law, right? So two things were going against that girl in the story time that I heard. At that point, she'd done been injected with drugs and stuff like that. So now she would show up with stuff inside of her system. And two, now she's being used as a sex worker. So it's like, where would she turn for help when she's now maybe perhaps have track marks on her and all this stuff? It's like, we have got to raise the universal vibration out there. We have got to stop thinking that it is okay to get sex by any means necessary. This is disgusting. How can anybody of any conscience, and if you watch the stories from country to country, the depravity, how low must you feel about yourself if you enter into a room where a person looks like they're in distress, and instead of your first instinct being to assist them, your first instinct is to pull down your pants and mount them? How disgusting must you feel about yourself as a human being? That if you see a person who looks like they're drugged up or out of it, or a person where you even feel the vibration that they are not even into it, how low and disgusting must you feel about yourself that you would use your genitalia to violate that person? How desperate and disgusting are we? And a lot of this has to do with the tabooness of sex. So you make sex taboo, and then you turn it into a commodity that now criminals run rampant on. We have got to do something about toxic masculinity. We have got to do something about sex obsession. We have got to do something about more empowerment, having tools in place for Black women, girls, and vulnerable people in the population to be able to take care of themselves. I want to hear your thoughts below. What are some tips that you can give that can keep people safe, can keep women safe, can keep people who are vulnerable safe? Has anything like this ever happened to you? I want to hear from you all. From hearing that girl's story time and how she had gone missing for, I believe it was 18 months. She was missing from her family. They had gone cross state lines. She didn't know where she was. They took her purse, her ID. They would never give her any time to be away so that she could make phone calls. She was always watched or kept drugged up. And then she was told, well, look, you're an addict or whatever. You're on drugs, so the police are not going to, you're this, that, and the other. So it's like, what can we do to keep people safe? This is disgusting to me. And I'm speechless. I don't even know what else to say. I want to hear from you. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And the number one takeaway about loving yourself from this story is advocating for yourself and not just allowing anything to happen to you. Because we have this fight, flight, or freeze that goes on inside of us. And there's some people who retreat into themselves when they're overwhelmed. But you have to find that part inside of you to be able to speak up, to be able to realize that what may be in somebody else's best interest may not be in yours. So you have to be the advocate to advocate for your best interest, to speak up. No, stop, scream, call, run, hit, punch, carry. Learn how to shoot, carry. Listen. This is my book right here, the book of affirmation, self-love. And this is the book of affirmation, self-love. And this book, each page is a meditation in and of itself. The book is magic. The book changes lives. You get this book and it rewrites your subconscious programming. It helps you be able to create a new script for your life, to attract abundance and the things that you do want into your life. In case there are things that you're still recovering from internally, and you just need that push to create that change. Like if things are not changing, like we're about to head into a new year now, and if things are not changing and not manifesting at the pace that you want them to, then you have to create that shift from the inside and allow what's naturally your goodness, your God-given right to be able to receive. Allow that abundance, allow that life that you deserve to come into your life. And listen, be safe out there. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Peace.